Hi there, welcome to the 30k channel. Connor and David. We've got a pretty exciting game here today for you. The Thousand Suns back on the channel.
Yep, we've not had Thousand Suns on for such a long time. For me, there's too much admin with the army. I hate it.
It's too much admin for everyone involved, I think, but they do look good. They can be fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's a bit of a scary list, this one. We've got two really big Castellax with a ton of troops and some Sekhmet. It's a frightening list.
Yeah, it's probably the first time I've ever outnumbered the opposition with a list like this with the Thousand Suns. You generally tend to sort of overinvest in psychic powers and wind up with a very small army, but the Sons of Horus are showing up quite few in number as well.
Yeah, they cost quite a few points, and those Justinian Terminators are quite pricey as well, with all the different options. So definitely push the numbers, the points up and the numbers down. So not good there. Yeah, so we're back on the Zone Mortalis. We've got a really nice symmetrical board here.
Yeah, just nice even field of play. Yeah, going for a bit of a Sons of Horus hangar, mechanics bay, some sort of underground repair station.
Yeah, that flyer goes up and down on a dolly almost. So if you're wondering how it got in there, that's why.
Very crafted.
We've tried to make it look like it's on like this platform, like an aircraft carrier almost that goes up and down. So it's just a nice feature for the armies to move through, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Just something, a nice big splash of colour.
Exactly right.
Always good to fight over.
Now, in this mission as well, we are getting to each other's deployment zones, aren't we?
Yeah, so the invasion mission. So it's 3 victory points for every scoring unit in the enemy's deployment zone.
Yeah. It's going to be a tricky one because the Sons of Horus have only got 2 scoring units in the form of a Dreadnought and those Terminators.
Yeah.
However, we did talk earlier about whether the Apothecaries, they're elite choices, so do they count as scoring, do they not?
Yeah.
Don't know. We're going to have a quick look at that before we start the game and try to work those rules out. So potentially 4 scoring units, but at the moment only 2, whereas the Thousand Suns have got a ton.
Yeah, well, 4 in total. So there'll be the Terminators and the veteran squads running Pride of the Legion, pushing them all into the troops choice.
Yeah.
And then with the Castellax as well, the Assyrian Dreadnought, also an elite's choice.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tricky game. Both units have got a lot of ground to take. You know, the Sons of Horus have got jump infantry, but those troops aren't scoring, unfortunately. So, you know, we've got to walk up that Dreadnought, those Justinian, all the way through the middle of that to Xiphon, past it, and into the deployment zone. My prediction is I don't think we're going to get anywhere near.
Yeah, I think it's going to become just a bit of a kill mission, but yeah, certainly just having that there as an extra option, snag a few more victory points at the end of the game.
Exactly right, yeah.
You only need 1 model to cross that line. Exactly
right, yeah. So if 1 unit just managed to edge in at the end of the game, then that's some points scored, so really well fought after. There are a couple more points available in the form of First Bird and Warlord, so I think they'll be really key in this game as well.
Yeah, it's going to be closely tied, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight. All right, enough of us. Let's go have a look at the armies. You want the roll-off to deploy first, go first.
Yep.
I'm not going to seize because I really want to see where those Thousand Suns go. I did split off. I don't know whether this is genius or if it's mental. I don't know, but I split the Praetor off from the Justinian. I don't know.
It's something.
We'll find out.
Certainly they're scary enough, but
I don't know.
Yeah. HQ for the Thousand Suns is a Legion Praetor, equipped with Arcane Litanies and Asphyx Shells, Cataphractii Terminator Armor. Also has taken 3 levels of Psychic Mastery, along with Digital Lasers, a Grenade Harness, a Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, and a Combi Bolter. The first Elite's choice is a Contemptor Dreadnought Talon. The single Contemptor, upgraded to being a Siren, is also equipped with a Dreadnought Force Weapon and a Carrier's Assault Cannon, and additionally has extra armor. The first troop's choice is a 5-man Sekhmet Terminator Cabal, equipped with Cataphractii Terminator Armor and Raptor Occult. The Sekhmets are also equipped with 2 Power Fists and 3 Force Swords, and Combi Bolters. The second and third troops choices are identical 10-man Veteran Tactical Squads, equipped with Asphyx Shells, all equipped with bolt guns, a Vexilla, Brotherhood of Psykers with the Pavoni Cult Arcana, in addition to their Veteran Stalkers tactics. The final choice for the Thousand Suns, a heavy support Castellax Achaea Battle Maniple. There are 2 Castellax Achaeas, both equipped with Mauler Pattern bolt cannons.
A Legion Praetor leads the Sons of Horus in defense of their Zone Mortalis. The Praetor is equipped with a Combi Multigun, Digital Lasers, Grenade Harness, a Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, and Cataphractii Terminator armor. Elite's choice is a Contemptor Dreadnought equipped with a Carrier's Pattern Assault Cannon, a Power Fist, and a Melter Gun. There are 7 Justerin in the Elite's choice. 2 are equipped with Chain Fist, 3 have Combi Bolters, 3 have Combi Grenade Launchers, 2 Lightning Claws, a Multi-Melter, and 3 Power Axes. They're all equipped in Cataphractii Terminator armor. First fast attack choice is a 10-man Reaver attack squadron with an attached Apothecary. There are 6 Chain Axes, 2 Power Axes, 2 Power Fists, and the Reavers are equipped with Jump Packs. The Apothecary is equipped with a Power Sword, Power Armor, and a Jump Pack. The final fast attack choice is a 5-man Reaver attack squad, all equipped with Jump Packs, and the Marines are armed with 5 Volkite Chargers. They are also equipped by an Apothecary with a Jump Pack, Power Armor, and a Power Sword.
Thousand Suns turn 1, combining the movement, shooting, and psychic phase in one due to a complete lack of targets. The Thousand Suns have pushed forward, the veterans running a heroic 5 inches forwards, the Cataphractii pushing along the central corridor, and the Contemptor charging up to that central room.
Sons of Horus turn 1, again with no targets in sight. The Praetor and the Justerin have moved forward a full 6 inches, whilst the Contemptor Dreadnought managed a 6 on its run moved and moved forward 12 towards that door. Again, no targets. It's a very cagey first turn.
Thousand Suns turn 2. Combining movement, shooting, and psychic all once again, the veterans have pushed forward, looking to secure the far side of the door from the Sons of Horus Praetor. The Sekhmet and the Praetor for these Thousand Suns also pushing forward in the central corridor. The Contemptor, however, unwilling to enter the room, that will later be put under pressure by the Justerin, particularly one equipped with a multi-melter, so the Dreadnought deciding to sit tight for 1 turn, just not wanting to open itself up to enemy fire.
Sons of Horus turn 2 movement. With a good reserve roll, half of the reserves have come on in the form of the Reavers with close combat weapons. They have joined up in support of the Praetor. Unfortunately, no, losing 1 Reaver armed with a Chain Axe to dangerous terrain. So they will just sit there, laying wait for those tactical Marines. The Justerin have burst through the door with the assigned Dreadnought in their sights, hopefully in later turns. And then finally the Dreadnought has moved around, will try and take out that door and maybe put some firepower through into the Osiron later if it decides to come that way. Sons of Horus turn 2 shooting, starting off with the Justerin armed with the multi-melter. It will fire at the door to its right hand side with Death Dealer requiring 2s to hit. That's a good start. It's within melter range and requires a 5 on 2 dice to take the door. Lovely, and that door has been destroyed. With the multi-melter doing the job for the Contemptor, the Dreadnought then runs forward 6 inches. End of turn 2 for the Sons of Horus. Not a bad turn, losing 1 Reaver to difficult terrain. It happens, it's not too bad. The Justerin have entered into the central room next to that Xiphon there with a commanding position of the battlefield. And then finally they've been supported by that Dreadnought. So still no targets, but next turn is going to get a bit wild.
Thousand Suns turn 3 psychic phase, off to a blistering start. The veterans pushing forward into the central room, then manifesting Enfeeble and casting Smite on the Sons of Horus Praetor. Unfortunately for the Sons of Horus, that was enough to wipe the Praetor out. At the end of the phase, fearing an incoming attack from the Sons of Horus Contemptor, the Osiron Dreadnought cast Precognition on itself, giving it rerolling hits, wounds, and saving throws. Thousand Suns, turn 3 shooting phase. The Castellax, looking to make up for some lost time, run forward 6 inches. The outflanking squad of veterans, also looking to clear some space between themselves and the enemy Contemptor Dreadnought, run forward 5 inches. Having psychically blasted the Praetor off the board, the veteran tacticals now level their bolt guns at the encroaching Reavers. All within rapid fire range, there are 20 shots hitting on 3s. A fair few 1s and 2s in there. However, that's still a pretty strong roll. 8, so 12 hits.
Ooh, cool. Okay.
With 12 hits, the veterans will be looking for 4s to wound. However, they are equipped with Asphyx shells, giving them shred. Oh, not too bad a start. However, there is a lot of value to having the shred there. And that rounds it off very nicely, with 10 wounds going through.
Free up armor save for those Reavers. Need to get lucky here. Not amazing. So saving 5 to begin with. 5 more to go. Feel no pain, 5+. That is not a bad roll, and only 2 Reavers with Chain Axes fall.
End of turn 3 for the Thousand Suns. a decisive turn. The first signs of combat in this game, and with the Praetor first model to fall, that is a big swing. Also, a unit in the enemy deployment zone, the Sekhmet's pushing up the board, all the reserves arriving this turn. The Thousand Sons have a commanding advantage across the table.
Sons of Horus turn 3 movement phase. Unfortunately, the other squad of Reavers didn't arrive, so they're just off the board at the moment. This unit moved forward 6 inches, and we use their jump packs to full effect to get some Hammer of Wrath. The Justarian are bravely stepping forward, knowing that they will receive some shooting, some psychic shenanery, and then a charge from those setbacks in the following turn. But they've got to be committed. And then finally, the Contempt has also stepped into the room, might make its way through that door, or it will try and help out the Justarian if needed. Sons of Horus turn 3 shooting, starting with the Reavers, shooting into the veteran tacticals from the Thousand Sons. There are 8 bolt pistols requiring 2s to hit thanks to Death Dealer. That is a full complement, not too bad. Strength 4, toughness 4, 4s are required. Yeah, not too bad. That is 3 wounds dealt to the Thousand Sons.
And onto the 3+ armor save, so the veteran tacticals. And that is 2 wounds taken. That is 2 tacticals killed.
Moving into the central room, the Contemptor ran back towards the Justarian to help them out, but even with fleet, still managed a 1. Sons of Horus turn 3 assault phase. The Reavers will charge the veteran Thousand Sons in front of them.
Onto the reactionary fire test for the Thousand Sons, and for a 4 or under. Unfortunately, they don't get to fire at full ballistic skill. There are still, however, 18 shots from the veteran tacticals. Hitting on 6s.
Oh.
And only 1. Wounding on 4s, but it does still have shred. Oh, and that is nothing for the veteran tacticals.
The Reavers have a 3-inch charge into the veterans, and they easily make it in with a 10. Starting off at initiative 10, there is Hammer of Wrath from the Reavers, requiring 4s. There is 1.
Onto the 3-up armor save. Oh, and the veterans protected.
Starting initiative 4, the Reavers, armed with chain axes, have 12 attacks and require 4s to hit. Not amazing. So that's 5 hits, unfortunately. They are strength 5, toughness 4, and will wound on 3s. Oh, even worse. Okay, so that is 2 wounds dealt at AP 4.
Onto the 3+ armor saves for the veterans. Oh, and that is 1 goes through, 1 saved.
The Apothecary will also strike initiative 4 with 3 attacks, requiring 4s. Yeah, that's a good start. He's strength 4, toughness 4 with a power weapon. Oh, that is shocker, nothing.
Still fighting in initiative step 4. There are 16 attacks from all of the veteran tactical marines, hitting on 4s. Oh, there's a better roll there than the Reavers had, with only dropping 4 attacks. That is an excellent start. Wounding on 4s. Oh, that's still rolling pretty well. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fail. However, that's still 5 wounds caused.
5 3-up armor saves. Oh, that's pretty good. 1 feel no pain. Come on, 5+. Keep the Reavers alive. Yes. Striking initiative 1, there are 8 attacks from the Reavers' arms with Power Fist, and they will require 4s. Dropped 1 out of the dice tray. A shocking roll there of only 3 hits, but it is 2s to kill. I was expecting a double 1. We got 1 at least, and that does kill 2 veterans. There are also 8 attacks from the power axes, also requiring 4s. A much better roll here. This is good. They are strength 5 and require 3s to kill. Oh, not amazing. Oh, not too bad. So that is 4 more dead veterans. Also, striking initiative 1, thanks to Merciless Fighter, there are 3 chain axe attacks back into the Thousand Sons there, with 2 hits, 3s to wound, strength 5, and that is 2 wounds dealt to the last remaining Thousand Son.
The last beleaguered veteran with his 3-up armor save. Oh. 1 made, that is 1 failed. That veteran squad killed to a man.
After a successful combat, the Reavers will consolidate 4 inches away from those Sekhmet Terminators. End of turn 3 for the Sons of Horus. A really good turn there, making some headway through the board, but more importantly, those Reavers have done the business on that veteran tactical squad and are trying now to avoid those Sekhmet Terminators.
Thousand Sons, turn 4 movement. Very much in the mid-game now, the Sekhmet Terminators committing to that central room, staring down the Justarian Terminators, along with the Castellax Achaea, also pushing in, taking that back door, while the Osiran Dreadnought moves around to hopefully take up position behind the Sons of Horus Dreadnought. The last remaining squad of veteran tacticals, looking to lock down their position in the enemy's deployment zone, bank those victory points for the mission, just readying themselves for the eventual arrival of the Reaver squad with Volkites. Thousand Suns, turn 4 Psychic phase. The Sekhmet Terminators and the Thousand Suns Praetor pouring psychic power into those Juster and Terminators, critically failing to cast almost every power they used, especially with the Sons of Horus managing to dispel one of the Shockwave Novas that was cast. The second Shockwave from the Praetor failing to wound more than one of the Juster and Terminator, but all of the saves were made. And finally, attempting to cast Psychic Maelstrom on the tightly packed Terminators, scoring 2 out of the 3 warp charges required. Critically, however, the Thousand Suns did cast Objuration Mechanicum on the Juster and Terminators, giving all of their ranged weapons Gets Hot. Additionally, the Sekhmet Terminators, armed with Force Swords, cast Forced on their weapons, giving themselves instant death in preparation for the upcoming combat. Thousand Suns, turn 4 shooting phase. Beginning the phase with the Castellax Achaea, there are 2 Mauler Pattern bolt cannons firing into the Juster and Terminators, 6 shots requiring 3s to hit. That is only 1 fail to hit. That is an excellent start. Looking for 2s to wound. These shells also come with shred, so re-rolling. However, we don't need it. That is 5 wounds caused.
Lovely. All right, 2 plus armor save for those Terminators, and thankfully they have all been passed.
Equipped with 2 bolt guns. One of the Castellax Achaea is within rapid fire range, the other isn't, leading to 6 shots. Also hitting on 3s. Oh, some excellent fire from the Castellax this turn. Wounding on 4s, still with shred thanks to Asphyx shells. Oh, not that they need it. Wow, look at that. And that is another full complement of hits onto the 2 plus armor saves for the Juster.
Wow, that was pretty good. 2 ups, let's go. Oh, wow. 3 wounds dealt, so that kills 1 Justeran and then puts 1 wound on the multi-melter wielding Justeran.
The Thousand Suns, Praetor and Sekhmet Terminators can smell blood and they level their combi bolters at the Juster and Terminators. There are 12 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh, but they are twin-linked. That is what we need here. Or makes some difference. Only 2 shots failing to wound. That's good, or failing to connect, rather. Onto their 4s to wound with shred, thanks to Asphyx shells. Oh, really getting our money's worth out of shred today. That's 5 rerolls. Oh, leading to an additional 3 hits. 2 hits fail to wound, and that is 8 wounds caused.
Again, onto 2 up armor saves for the Justeran. 1's out of the dice tray. Oh, look at that. That has all been passed. Lovely stuff.
Looking to close the distance and get into the back arc of the enemy Contemptor Dreadnought, the Osiran runs forward 5 inches. Thousand Suns, turn 4 assault phase. The Praetor and Sekhmets declaring a charge against the enemy Juster and Terminators, looking for 4 inches to close the gap. Fairly narrowly run, however, with 7 inches, the Sekhmet do make the charge. Striking first at initiative step 5, the Thousand Suns Praetor armed with a Paragon Blade swings in, 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Oh, it is mastercrafted for 1 reroll. That's what we need. Now he'll be wounding on 3s with a strength 5 weapon. Oh, and that is 1 murderous strike, and then 3 more AP2 wounds caused.
3 4-up Califracti saves. Come on. Okay, so that will kill the Terminator in combat with the Praetor and a second Justeran.
At initiative step 4, 3 Sekhmets equipped with Force Swords push forward, striking out with 9 attacks, hitting on 4s. Not too bad. That is 4 miss. With Coordinated Assault, that is 2 1s to reroll. 1 more hit made, that's good. Now looking for 4s to wound. Oh, an unfortunate roll from the Sekhmet there, that is 2 wounds caused.
The weapons are AP3, so 2 up armor saves for the Terminators. Oh, look at that, double 6, very nice. A Justeran armed with a Lightning Claw initiative 4 will attack back, requiring 3s to hit. That is 1 hit, strength 4, toughness 4. Does have shred, however. Oh no, not a sausage.
Down to initiative step 1, there are 2 Power Fists in the Sekhmet squad, striking out with 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Unfortunate roll from the Sekhmet, however, they do have Coordinated Assault to reroll the 1. Or it was meant to be. However, with a Power Fist that is wounding on 2s. and the Sekhmet fail to cause any more wounds.
Also striking back initiative 1 with 2 chain fists. There are 4 attacks from the Justerin and require 3s to hit. Need a good roll here, that's a good start. 2s to wound, no 1s, that is 4 strength fate chain fist attacks.
As is our Raptora Cult Sekhmet, they have a 3+ invulnerable save. And that is all of the saves made against the chain fists.
Also striking initiative 1 is a power axe requiring 3s. Oh no, and that is nothing. The Justerin have lost the combat by a difference of 3 and will require a 6 or under to stay in the fight. They can't get swept because both units are in Cataphracti, so the Terminators will fall back 2d6, and that is 6 inches.
Having driven off the Justerin Terminators, the Sekhmets and the Thousand Suns Praetor push forward into the center of the board, consolidating forward 3 inches. End of Thousand Suns, turn 4, with the Sekhmet now in a commanding position in the center of the board. The Castellax Achaea and the Contemptor Dreadnought Siren moving in to surround the enemy Contemptor. The Sons of Horus are in a very good place, especially with the veterans banking some victory points in the enemy's deployment zone.
Sons of Horus, turn 4 movement phase. A terrible, terrible turn for the Sons of Horus. The Justerin failed their leadership check and continued to run a further 8 inches towards the board edge. However, reserves were successful and this unit automatically came on, so we'll try and pour some Volkite firepower into the tactical unit there, or veteran tacticals. Unfortunately, this Reaver unit here lost the Chieftain to a dangerous terrain check and another power axe and a chain axe. They then failed their leadership test and then fell back 6 inches on 3 dice, which was pretty horrendous as they were hoping to charge the back of the Sekhmet to help out the Contemptor. This game now hinges on how well the Contemptor does in the center of the board to hold up those Terminators. Sons of Horus, turn 4 shooting phase, starting with the newly arrived Reavers firing into the Thousand Suns veteran tacticals. 10 shots from Volkite chargers with Death Dealer requiring 2s. That is a full complement of hits, lovely stuff. And 3s to wound, being strength 5. That is an absolute shocker of a roll with only 3 wounds dealt.
3 wounds through to the veteran tacticals onto their 3+ armor saves. Oh, well, that's something for them at least. That is 1 wound saved and 2 wounds caused.
All right, there is Deflagrate there as well, so hopefully 2 more, lovely.
2 more wounds, 2 3+ saves in the making. Oh, and they're both made.
The Apothecary also has a bolt pistol requiring 2s, lovely. 4+ to hit, to wound, sorry. That is a fail. The linchpin of the game falls to the Dreadnought, and it will try and fire as much into the Sekhmet as possible. 2s to hit with the Meltagun in the close combat arm. Oh, I was expecting a 1, but that's good. 2s to wound. It is instant death.
Fortunately, however, the Sekhmet have a 3+ invul save. Oh, still not enough. That brings down 1 of the Force Swords.
Then the Carey's Pattern Salt Cannon fires up. 2s to hit. Full complement. Need a ton of rending now. 2s to wound. Okay, there is 1 rend and 4 wounds. Let's go with the rend first.
Take the rend first. Onto the 3+ invul save. Oh, all it needed. And then there are 4 remaining 2+ armor saves. Oh, always the way, looking for 1s. However, that is only 1 wound caused.
Sons of Horus, turn 4 assault phase. With a mighty 11-inch charge, the Dreadnought barrels into the Sekhmet Terminators. There is a strength 7 Hammer Wrath for initiative 10, requiring 2s to wound. Of course, a 1 is rolled. At initiative 4, the Dreadnought will strike with 4 attacks, requiring 3s to hit. Oh, that is perfect. All right, and now 2s to wound. Come on, no 1s. All right, that is 3 strength 10 AP2 wounds.
These will instant death the Sekhmet, and they go straight through onto the invul save of the Terminators, looking for 3s. Oh, and that is 1 wound caused. Down to initiative step 1. The only weapons the Sekhmets have that are capable of damaging the Dreadnought are 2 Power Fists. Looking for 4s to hit with 4 attacks. Oh, that is no 1s for the reroll. 2 hits. At strength 8, looking for 5s to glance, 6s to penetrate with the Power Fists. Oh, and that is none so far.
Lovely.
Losing the combat by 1 due to the wound that was caused by the Contemptor. The Thousand Suns are looking for a 9. With the leadership of the Praetor on the squad, they are okay.
Sons of Horus end of turn 4. Not an amazing turn, but not too bad. The Contemptor did a fantastic job in combat, fending off those Sekhmet. The Reavers that came on took out 2 of those veteran tacticals was really good. But obviously the big sad face of the day was these 2 units falling back. So hopefully they can come back and make an impact in the game, maybe at the last turn.
Thousand Suns, turn 5 movement phase. Very little movement from the Thousand Suns this turn. The Castellax and the Contemptor Dreadnought pushing into the central room. The Contemptor looking for a charge into the beleaguered Sons of Horus Dreadnought, while the Castellax looking to put some fire into the fleeing Reavers. Finally, the Veteran Tactical Squad turn, levelling their bolt guns at the Reavers who hurt them so previous turn, and will look to Fury the Legion them in the shooting phase. Thousand Suns, turn 5 Psychic phase. The Sekhmets and Praetor pouring their psychic might into the Contemptor Dreadnought, both casting Objuration Mechanicum on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought fortunately made one of its saves against the attack, causing a glancing hit with the second. The Siren Dreadnought casting Prescience on itself for re-rolling to hit, to wound and saving throws. And finally, the Veteran Tactical Squads. With Smite failing to cause any wounds after 3 successful hits, the veterans cast Warp Speed on themselves, gearing up to charge the Reaver squad. Thousand Suns, turn 5 shooting phase. The opening volley of fire coming from the Castellax Achaea, beginning with their Mauler Pattern bolt cannons into the fleeing Reaver squad. 6 dice hitting on 3s. Oh, and that is an excellent start from the Castellax. With Strength 6 against Toughness 4, they are wounding on 2s with Shred. So that 1 gets a reroll. Oh, and that is 6 wounds caused at AP 3.
The Castellax can only see 2 Reavers and the Apothecary, so we're doing this all in one go because that's all they can kill. 5 at Feel No Pain, no, and that kills the Apothecary and those 2 Reavers. The Mauler Pattern bolt cannons also cause pinning, so leadership test is required, and that's been passed.
Next to fire for the Thousand Suns, the Veteran squad level their bolt guns, all within rapid fire range of the enemy Reaver squad. So there are 16 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, that's not bad, looking for a bit of bolt gun fire. Only 5 shots fail to hit. Be 11 to wound rolls. Looking for 4s, also with Shred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rerolls to make, so getting good value there. Not an amazing roll, but that is still 7 wounds caused.
3 up armor save for those Volkite toting Reavers, and then Feel No Pain. All 1s out the dice tray, and 2 Reavers fall. A leadership test is required, 9 or under for those Reavers. Please pass. No, they fail, and they will fall back 3d6. Could take them off the board, and it does, and that unit is destroyed.
Thousand Suns, turn 5 assault phase. The Siren Dreadnought looking to get into combat to aid the Sekhmet Terminators, declaring a charge and looking for 7 inches. Oh, that is more than enough to carry the Siren into combat with 10 inches. First step of combat at initiative 10, there is 1 Hammer of Wrath to resolve from the charging Siren Dreadnought into the rear armor of the Sons of Horus Dreadnought, looking for 4s to glance or 5s to penetrate. Oh, and that is 1 penetrating hit.
Alright, there is an invulnerable save, which has been failed.
And rolling for damage. And that is an immobilized Dreadnought. Thanks to the immobilized Dreadnought, the Praetor is now able to damage its rear armor with his Paragon Blade, so striking at initiative 5 with 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. An unfortunate roll from the Praetor there, however he does have a Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, not that it helps him. And Coordinate Assault, it's not meant to be, still leaving the Praetor with 1 hit, looking for a 6 to glance. Oh, and unfortunately that is nothing. Next at initiative step 4, the Siren has 4 attacks, hitting on 4s with weapon skill 5. Oh, that's pretty good from the start. Also hitting the rear armor of the enemy Dreadnought at strength 10, so 1s will glance, 1s should glance. Have a looking for 2s or 3s. That's still 1 penetrating hit, but of course there are 2 failed penetrations. Correction, that is 2 glances and 1 penetrating hit.
Alright, automatic shielding for the 2 glances on 6s. No, let's do the pen just in case. Oh, lovely. However, it does wreck the Dreadnought, but it does get to strike before it falls. Before the Dreadnought falls, the Sons of Horus will attack back at the Siren. Only 2 attacks. It's mobilized now, requires 4s to hit. Not bad. And strength 10, front armor 13, 3s to glance, 4s to pen. That is a penetrate.
Onto the 6+ Adamantic Shield save for the Siren. However, thanks to precognition, it will have a reroll. Oh, and that is the first fail. Oh, and that's 1 penetrating hit caused.
A lucky 6 would be nice to kill the Siren. Go on, son. Oh no, that is not a sausage. And that will cause a weapon destroyed result. 1 to 3, it's the close combat arm. It's the Carey's Pattern Assault Cannon.
Having brought low the enemy's Contemptor Dreadnought, the Sekhmet and the Siren Dreadnought push forward towards the enemy deployment zone. End of turn 5 for the Thousand Suns, a decisive swing, with the enemy's Reaver squads fleeing off the table and the few surviving Sons of Horus still falling back. The Thousand Suns are in a commanding position if the game continues to push further along the board, secure even more victory points, and hopefully drive the few survivors off the table entirely.
Sons of Horus, turn 5 movement. A good start to the turn. Both units have rallied, so that's fantastic news. However, they can only move 3 inches and they can only snap shoot. So they're not going to do much in the way of damage against the Thousand Suns. So they will just have to stand there and weather the storm. Sons of Horus, turn 5 shooting phase. All that happened was a couple of bolt rounds were fired into the advancing Sekhmet from the Justerian. Only 1 hit thanks to snap shooting, even with twin linked, but it failed to wound. The Reavers on the side here can't do very much. Might as well keep them hidden and not concede any points for later on in the game. Other than that, that is potentially the end of the turn of the game. We just now need to do a test to see if we go to another turn.
So with variable game length, rolling the d6 to determine the following turn, and with a 4, we carry on for turn 6. Thousand Suns turn 6 movement phase. After a heroic rally from the enemy Jester and Terminators, they unfortunately find themselves entirely surrounded by what remains of the Thousand Suns gun line. The veteran tactical squads opening that door, keeping themselves in the enemy deployment zone, but still able to draw a large volume of fire on the defending Jester and Terminators. However, should they survive that hailstone of fire, there will be a charge from the Sekhmet and the Dreadnought at the end of the turn. It's not looking good for the Jester and Terminators. Thousand Suns, turn 6 psychic phase. The veteran tactical squads once again firing Smite, the Justeran losing 2 wounds to the psychic attack. Following that, there were shockwaves and assails coming out of the Sekhmet and the Praetor, which only caused 1 more wound on the Jester and Terminators. Lastly, the Siren Dreadnought casting precognition on itself to give itself the rerolls to hits, to wounds, and saving throws, just trying to make sure it survives the fight. Thousand Suns, turn 6 shooting phase. The opening volley of fire coming from the Sekhmet Terminator, leveling their 3 combi bolters at the Jester and Terminators, hitting on 3s, but re-rolling thanks to twin linked. That one doesn't save, so there are 5 hits caused. Looking for 4s to wound with Shred, re-rolling those 3. Oh, and that is a full complement. 5 wounds caused.
Jeez. All right. 2 up armor saves. 1 Terminator has 1 wound already, and unfortunately he falls.
The Praetor is also equipped with a combi bolter, and we're hitting on 2s. Excellent. Also looking for 4s. Shredding with his Asphyx shells. Oh, and that only causes 1 more wound.
Again, 2 up armor save. Terminator armor, and has passed.
Next to fire, the veteran tacticals level their bolt guns. There are 12 shots, with almost all of them being within rapid fire range. Hitting on 3s. And unfortunately 4 misses there. They are wounding on 4s. With Shred, thanks to Asphyx shells.
Ooh.
Only 1 Shred required, and that causes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wounds.
With only 4 wounds left in 2 models, they require 2 plus armor saves. Oh, lovely job. All passed. Fantastic.
Last to fire for the Thousand Suns. The Dreadnought, unfortunately losing its Carey's Assault Cannon to the enemy's Contemptor Dreadnought, still has a twin-linked bolter on its wrists. 2 shots, hitting on 2s. Or re-rolling thanks to Twin Linked. Oh, but it was meant to be. Wounding on 4s, but with a reroll thanks to Asphyx Shells. A gain of 1. Oh, and that is 1 wound caused.
2+. This will be it. Oh no, we're good, thank you.
Thousand Suns, turn 6 assault phase. The Osiren Dreadnought first to declare the charge against the Adjuster and Terminators. Made its charge with a crushing 11-inch roll, and definitely brought itself into combat with the Adjuster. Also looking for a 6-inch charge, the Sekhmet Terminators. Oh, do not make the distance, leaving it just down to the Osiren Dreadnought. With combat down to just the Dreadnought, a Hammer of Wrath to be resolved first. 2s to wound at initiative 10. And that is 1.
2 up armor save, Terminator armor. Lovely job.
And at initiative step 4, the Osiren lashes out with 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh, and that is 3 hits. 2s to wound. Oh, and that is 3 wounds caused.
4 up invulnerable save, starting with the Justerian with the Lightning Claw. He's alive, he's dead. Now the Power Fist, Chain Fist rather, he is still alive to fight. The Justerian will strike back initiative 1 with 2 attacks requiring 4s to hit. Oh, that is 1 hit. He does have a Chain Fist, however, strength 8. And that is a penetrating hit. Lovely.
Onto the invul save for the Contemptor Dreadnought. It is still re-rollable thanks to Precognition. Oh, and that is not saved.
All right, so there's 1 whole point caused, but let's see if we can destroy the Dreadnought. We need a 6. No, that is not a sausage. Takes it to 4, which is a stunned, and that Dreadnought is still remaining with 1 whole point. The Justerian has lost the combat by a difference of 2. He's leadership 9 and requires 7 or under. Oh, and he is passed. Lovely.
End of turn 6 for the Thousand Suns. Still maintaining a commanding advantage of the board. The veteran tacticals secure in their position in the enemy deployment zone. Unfortunate with the Sekhmet failing to make the charge as well. However, if the game continues for 1 more turn, the Thousand Suns will be able to lock down a significant number of victory points.
Sons of Horus, turn 6, movement phase, with very little to do. The Reaver squad here just got out of the way, so they're not mowed down in the potentially it's turn 7, and then we'll go straight into the combat with the Justerian and the Osiren Dreadnought. Sons of Horus, turn 6 assault phase. The only combat of the turn is the Justerian versus the Osiren Dreadnought.
Beginning at initiative step 4 with the attacks from the Osiren Dreadnought. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Oh.
Making maximum use of the Warlord trait, so re-rolling those 1s. Or still a 1 and a 2. There is, however, 1 hit. Wounding on 2s. That's 1 wound caused.
A 4 up invulnerable Cataphractii save to stay in the fight. Oh, sad times. The Justerian has died.
Consolidating the Contemptor Dreadnought 6 inches, firmly locking it in the enemy's deployment zone.
End of turn 6 of the Sons of Horus. There are only 2 Reavers skulking behind this wall away from the Thousand Suns. We are going to call the game there because there's not much point carrying on. The Sons of Horus have managed to get to a point where the Thousand Suns are unable to catch them. It's been a pretty devastating game. But let's go back, tot up the victory points, and we'll come back to you. That, in the business, is what you call a pants down.
Yeah, it was messy. It was ugly from the get-go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We'll do victory points first because there's a lot to talk about. I'll go first.
Go for it.
The Sons of Horus managed to kill 1 unit of the Thousand Suns and netted 1 victory point.
The Thousand Suns are doing a little bit better.
A little bit.
With Slay the Warlord and First Blood netting 2 victory points there. With the 2 squads that were in the enemy's deployment zone netting 3 points each for 6 more, and an additional 4 victory points for killing 4 units in the Sons of Horus army.
Wowzers.
So 12-1, the final score.
That's a pants down.
It really is.
For me, I think one of the biggest mistakes I made was splitting the Predator off at the first turn. I was trying to be clever and it didn't pay off, so that was really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then we've just talked about, moving those Reavers around Zon Mortalis. Lost 3 Reavers. I think in total lost 5 models to Dangerous Terrain Techs.
Yeah, and certainly losing all 3 in one go. That one particular move, trying to come around the corner, get behind the Sekhmet Terminator. Had it worked, it would have been excellent. Would have at least tied them up for another turn. Yeah. Probably saved your Adjuster and Terminators. However, them especially falling back. It was a series of very unfortunate rolls.
Yeah. But also as well, you know, the psychic phase, there was quite a few casualties caused through psychic powers, and the ability to gain more casualties on your opponent in another extra turn essentially is really good. You did it really well.
And certainly, yeah, the opportunity to pick out the Praetor, the fact that he was alone. You wouldn't ordinarily expect a veteran squad to be able to deal with a lone Terminator, especially a Praetor. However, those 4 AP2 shots.
Amazing.
Yeah, it certainly did the business.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm there. Just 3 hits, 3 wounds, 3 failed, or 4 hits from 3 failed. It's like, oh no, he's dead. But yeah, crazy game. You know, I think going into this game as well, those Castellax frightened me. I think I was happy with the rest of the list, and then the Castellax there, I was like, oh geez, that's a lot to deal with.
It's not often that Thousand Suns get to outnumber the people they're fighting, and certainly bringing a Dreadnought and 2 Castellax, you generally find yourself quite or outgunned at least, but not the case today.
Definitely not. I was hoping that the Justerian were going to do a little bit more for me, but you made some fantastic, I think it was a turn 3 or turn 4 charge. You did some amazing 3-up invulnerable saves.
Yeah, those the Sekhmet in particular, they're hard to kill.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have got rid of that squad and then dealt with the Dreadnought. But, you know, the Sons of Horus Dreadnought did a reasonable job. It just wasn't quite enough. And I was banking on you not making that charge as well.
Yeah, with a 7-inch charge, with Fleet, there was always a reasonable chance. Yeah. But certainly, as we saw with some of the Sekhmet in that last turn, especially a 3-inch charge, they come up all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. It was pretty rough. That is the last time we'll see Sons of Horus for a little while. Massive thank you to Darren, who's lent them to us for about 6 weeks now. Yeah,
we've had plenty of time to try them out in a few different games.
Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of little Sons of Horus mini segment that we've done for the last few weeks. So from my point of view, well, you've had the Sons of Horus as well, so it was really good fun commanding a different legion to the Iron Hands of the Mechanicum. I think they played out pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah, and especially getting to play them in a few different games, a few different mission types. Yeah, very good to see them fighting some quite diverse enemies.
Yeah, Reavers performed really well, we saw. So, yeah, a really good option to take for those Reavers. That is it from us. There are a ton of photos at the end of this video, but of course the photos will be on Facebook page, and you can follow myself or Connor on the Instagram below. Final word?
Oh, I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a brutal game.
It has. It's starting to get summer. It's kind of spring, summer here now in New Zealand, and summer is really hot.
Yeah, the days are getting toasty, especially in that room.
Holy hell. So yeah, gonna have a nice cold beer and a relax. I think it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.